And so like, success is not measured by how far you come, but the obstacles
Mm.
that you had to incur to get to where you are. So in that sense, you are extremely successful, and I want you to know that. So, question though, how let's take you back to that younger Kayla,
Yeah.
right? Who hasn't had the level of exposure, hasn't spoken in front of Nancy Pelosi, but is maybe that teenager that is struggling, or that is just in that situation. What advice would you give your younger self now, and what advice would you ignore?
Well, it's the same advice that I intuitively knew, even though I didn't frame it like that and thought about it that concretely back then. But it's really just you have to work with what you got. Only focus on the things that you have, never focus on the things that you don't have. Right. So if I and one entrepreneur that I really like to follow around this with is Arlen Hamilton, who
Yes.
wrote that Your First Million, right? And
Yep.
she was just like, when I didn't have money, when I didn't have financial resources and I wasn't able to invest and be a venture capitalist, what did I have? Well, I had the time to gain knowledge. And so for me, it was always focusing on what I could do. Well, I could work really hard. I could get as many jobs and opportunities and constantly put myself out there to elevate my situation. And every time I elevated just a little bit, I started working at Noah's Bagels for $5.50 an hour, and I never spent any of those checks. I lived off of my tips. I would take the bagels left over from the night before and then go sell them to the kids at school the next day. I would
Wow.
work in the cafeteria before and during lunch. So I was just hustling at every opportunity that I could get. And in 6 months, I bought my first car, which then would be my shelter because I would have become homeless after that. But then that car would be what allowed me to get my next job until I started working at the Marriott for $12 an hour. I said, "Oh my God, I'm rich. $12. That's more than double what I'm making right now." And I just thought, oh my God, I'm making so much money now. And I stayed there for 10 years, building, going to UC Berkeley, getting an additional degree in recording arts. And so that's the advice that I have, even to this day, is always just focus and do what you can do with what you got.